and welcome! Over the past few days, I've played these 3 games, and the aim of today's video is to give you my thoughts, opinions, and ideas on them in a short review format. And at the end of each review, I'll let you know whether or not I think the game is any good or not, and whether or not I think it's worth your time. 2 things you should know. All of the games are the demos, they're not full representations of the full game, and my voice is going, so by the end of it, I'm more than likely going to sound a little bit like the opposite of Jar Jar Binks, gargling screws. I apologise for that in advance. Okay, without any further ado, let's crack on, shall we? And game number 1 is easily the loudest video game in the world! Once I'd reduced the volume levels to something below Sonic Boom, I was able to start playing Typing Break, a wonderfully simple game with a very simple idea executed very, very well in a graphic style I'm actually quite a big fan of. The way the game is presented is so simple, intuitive, and effective that you don't need a tutorial to understand how it works, what it does, and where things are at. It just goes, here's the game, play it, have fun, bang. It really is that good. Let me explain. On the right, you have weapons. On the left, you have abilities. In the middle, you have an angry turret defending a health bar. And at the bottom, you have a place to type words. You type the weapon, the angry little turret fires that weapon. You type an ability, then the weapon, the angry little turret fires the weapon with that ability attached to it. And you do this on loop until all the enemies, which are, I think the only way to describe them is angry health bars, are all dead, or whatever a health bar is. I don't know if the enemies are sentient. All I know is they are the bad guys, and they must be defeated by utilizing grenades, bullets, good keyboard skills, spelling and grammar. It sounds stupid, but it's true. And that brings me quite nicely on to the problem with this game. The game needs you to be able to type, spell, read, and assess the screen simultaneously while adapting to the increase in franticness and speed of the enemies coming towards you. Now, if you suffer with dyslexia, coordination issues, or can't touch type, you're going to spend 99% of your time looking at your keyboard, not knowing what's going on the screen. And on the occasion you do look up, you'll either lose too much time assessing the situation to get back to typing that you lose anyway, or it's mission over, or game over, and you just haven't realised. It won't be fun. It'll just be manic typing, frantic swearing, and stress. Some people may find that enjoyable, but if I wanted to look at a keyboard for a couple of hours and type away mindlessly, I'd just get an office job. So can I recommend Typing Break? It's a really split down the middle one. It really is. If you can touch type, read, and spell without issue, this game is perfect. It's fantastic. You'll have fun playing it. I heartily recommend it. But if you have dyslexia or anything like that and can't touch type, this game's going to be nothing but stressful for you, and I can't recommend it to you. Some of you may get something out of it, but I promise you it won't be enough to justify the game itself. If the developers do put a mode in which takes that into account, like a rhythm-based section or something like that, this game's perfect for one and all, and I heartily recommend it. But until that is in there, I'd say avoid it and just look for something similar, because there's lots out there like this. It's just this one seems to do it really, really well. Now, that said, let's go on to the next game. And that next game is Street Dog BMX, a cartoony style game where you BMX through the street as a people, not a dog. I'm not even sure there are any dogs in this game, not even in the customization settings, which was quite the disappointment. Lack of canine companion cyclists aside, I was actually quite happy playing this game, thinking it was an early access game. Yes, I'm playing the demo, but I also thought it was an early access demo, where they said, look at where we're at, have a go, see what you think, maybe you'll want to invest in us, that sort of thing. But then I read into it and found out this was a fully released game, at which point my brain just went, oh, really? This? And the reason I think this is because the game itself, when you actually start to play the game, you realize that there's vast amounts of nothing in it. I mean, just watch this. Then when you compare it to the videos they've got actually advertising the game that show off stunts, tricks, cool music, different environments, tricks, hype, all that. And then it goes from all of this to this. The transfer of excitement and hype is just not there. I'm going to show you one more time. So, it shows this, but what you actually get is this. I think you get what I mean. The promise, the excitement, the adrenaline, the thrill that you see and are told you are going to get just isn't there. The pace is off. The game is too slow. It's soft. The music in the background just doesn't correlate. The stuff that I'm listening to in this particular shot sounds very much like lift music you would find in a hotel that's trying to be a bit cool. I genuinely can't think of a single thing that this game does that it does to a point where I acknowledge it's done it well. The physics are too soft, too spongy, too weird. They don't feel right. The sounds, when you have accidents, for example, don't sound like accidents. It sounds more like they've got a wet sponge and thrown it into a cardboard box. It doesn't sound like man, meat and bone hitting concrete. It just sounds a little bit crap. The way that the bike turns and you can pivot it perfectly on the spot is unrealistic, to say the least. And the way it tells you to accomplish tricks isn't always the way you accomplish the trick. For instance, I was doing one tutorial part and it told me to do a nose manual into an ice pick, so one type of grind into the next. And I tried and I tried and I tried and I failed and I failed and I failed. I could do the nose manual, and then when it came to transferring to the ice pick, it just refused to do it. I actually fell out with the tutorial eventually. Tried to do it in free roam, still couldn't do it. And I was getting so annoyed because I'm not great at the game, I admit, but I know how to push two buttons on a controller. I have played Tekken, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat. RB and L stick down isn't difficult for me to accomplish. But for some strange reason in this game, Melania was easier than doing that trick. Now, I've been slated this game a lot, okay, and sounded quite angry while doing so. So I'm going to focus on a positive, a good positive about this game, and that is the people who made it clearly had a vision and a passion when making it. It's just not transferred through into the game itself, which is sad, because you can see that they wanted it there, but they've just not pulled it off. I think if they took it down or revamped it, patched it a few times, it would be a great game. I do, but right now in its current state, I can't recommend it because it's too boring, too not working. If you like this sort of game, sure, you can go and play it if you want, but don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, moving on to the next game, which is Drunkard Simulator. Now, unlike the other two games, which are okay and worth your time in places or other things, this one is not. This one is in here as a warning to say stay away, do not come near this, even if you're desperate for entertainment. This game broke before it even started. That's the sort of quality we're dealing with here. So, in the spirit of fairness and fun, we're gonna do this one a little differently to the other two. I'm just gonna show you all the fun things that I discovered and experienced during my 2.5 hours of gameplay. And then after that, we'll decide whether or not the game is worth your time or not. Simples. Starting with the character creator. It may look fun, it may look in-depth, but everything you create will look like a weird mashup of Freddie Prinze Jr. and a young Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Random seagulls, despite being nowhere near the sea. Now this is a big one. The game says it's a controller-friendly game, so I plugged one in, tried it. None of the buttons worked at all, so I unplugged it. It didn't register the fact I'd unplugged the controller, and I was stuck in this screen until I restarted the game. Then, it tells me to pick up eggs. So I pick up the eggs, at which point it tells me that's not what it wanted me to do, and a little mouse icon starts scrolling across my screen from left to right, and doesn't go away until I restart the save. which also caused me to discover a lovely little item replication glitch, which was if you reloaded the game after picking the eggs up, not fulfilling the objective, all of your inventory would be doubled, including the bottles that are inside of there, so you could get everything the game actually wants you to do for free. And then I died in a house fire. So I respawn and try and visit the neighbors, but I can't because I'm not drunk enough. And then I died in a house fire. So I reloaded the save, got more eggs, doubled my inventory, blah 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 blah, picked up pan, made eggs. I discovered I could go into other people's houses and set their houses on fire. Not all the houses could be set fire to, because I couldn't operate this electric oven or this gas one. Then I was discovered by a Metal Gear Solid bad guy. The name of a boy band from the early 2000s appeared on my screen. And then after several arson attacks, a police officer did finally arrive, but his pathfinding in response to me was so bad, I'm pretty sure he was trying to let me escape. But after unsuccessfully trying to steal the officer's car, but successfully evading the officer, my character blacks out in a corner and wakes up in a prison cell, in third-person camera for some reason, completely unresponsive to every single one of my button prompts, with no hint as how to fix this. So I go into the main menu, click on Reset Character, and I'm spawned outside of the house that I was just trying to set on fire, just down the road from where my character was captured, blacked out, dead in a ditch. A few minutes later, I discover I cannot access my inventory at all. It just isn't possible, and I can't use items. And I figured out why. It's because the game's logic still thinks I'm in the prison cell, unable to access anything. But because I'm outside of the prison cell, I can interact with the world, but can't do anything else. After getting myself back into first-person mode, I turn around and look down to find that my character is now constantly, endlessly, and forever will do after this moment, be peeing. He doesn't stop. Ever. And it's the most luminous piss in the universe. I then discover you can in fact drive vehicles in this game. I then try to ram raid a shop. This doesn't work. I then try to open and close a car door that's not actually attached to anything to open or close it on to see if anything happens. Nothing does. So I leave. Find a different car, piss on the side of it, get in and take this one. Apparently this isn't theft. I use new car to try ram raid shop. This doesn't work. So I park the car on a man, and somehow piss on him through the bottom of the car. I don't question it, so I get out of the car, at which point it turns out the man is fine. Again, I figured this out. While you're in the car has physical qualities. When you get out, it loses them. Thus, all the physics engine dies, and the man is fine and not trapped underneath 2 tons of car forever. The next day, I wake up, bang my head on the table, injuring myself, realize I'm still pissing, go over to my car, get in my car, and go for a drive. Wedge my car on a wall. I then fall down a slope that even my nan could walk down, maiming myself, knocking myself out, still peeing, and notice that the car's back wheels are still spinning, even though the engine is turned off and it's a 4x4. After a while, I realised my character's not getting up, so I reset them, only to be spawned, impaled on a lamppost, and instantly killed. The game then says, "Do you want to try again?" At which point I reply, no. No, I do not. So, to answer that question of, is this game worth your time? The answer is, obviously, no. I don't recommend this game. I don't think it's worth your time. I don't think it's good to play. I think you should avoid this game all times and in every single possible way. Before I get on a massive rant, I'm gonna go to my outro. So, yes, that was Type Break, Dog BMX, and Drunkard Simulator, a game I recommend, sort of recommend, and utterly detest. Yeah, I think that's the way we could sum it up quite well. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you can think of other games you want me to do quick reviews of or actually just play, just leave me a comment and I'll give it a bash. And if you can think of anything else you'd like me to try, again, leave it in the comments. I'll see what I can do. And if you want to find me elsewhere, I have a Twitch. I stream on there between 8:30 and whenever I come off, usually every Thursday, most weekends, and whenever else I can be bothered. It's usually a good laugh, so I highly recommend you have a look. And yeah, I have a Patreon as well, which I'm doing a bit of a push for, because I would like to have a little bit more stuff there, because then I make an excuse to do bigger, more bonkers videos, and maybe even doing a few collabs and a bit of a reach out to all of y'all lot. So, that said, thanks for watching. Please, yeah, stay safe and all that good stuff. Yeah, bye.